Hey, what's poppin', everybody? We finally did it. We finally connected on a slip this season, or this year, really. I haven't connected on an underdog slip yet. There it is right there. We finally connected on a 2 slip. Don't be fooled, though. Don't be fooled. Let's be real here. Keldon Johnson he finished with 23 points, but like Anthony Edwards yesterday, Anthony Edwards only made 5 field goals. He went 11 for 12 from the free throw line, making a career high in free throws and attempted the second most free throws he's ever shot in his life in an NBA game. So Anthony Edwards' 23 points yesterday was super juiced. He didn't really have a good game. Same with Keldon Johnson. Right at the end of the game with like less than a minute left, he chucked up 2 stupid prayer threes. One was from like 35 feet, and he just made them. And he made them, and they were pointless. And if that would have been the reason I lost the game or lost the slip, I would have been so pissed. So don't be fooled by Keldon Johnson. He really had like 17 points. Not a good game from him. And then next up there we had Thomas Bryant under on his PRA. This one, I got a little lucky on this one. He was kind of actually having a good game and just got in a lot of foul trouble. He just got in some foul trouble, lost a ton of minutes yesterday because of that. Worked out in our favor, of course, but it looked like he was probably on track to go over, and then that happened because of the foul trouble. So we'll take it, though. Dub is the dub. Today, we're actually going to take a step away from the NBA. We're going to head over to the NFL. We're going to head over to the divisional round for the AFC Championship game between the Chiefs and the Jags. So we got 3 picks from that game, so let's get it. Real quick, if you guys are new to Underdog Fantasy, in the link down in the description below, I have a link that takes you straight to the App Store where you can download Underdog Fantasy, because you're going to want to hop in on the action this year. They have added a whole bunch of new features to Underdog Fantasy this year, starting with the brand new insurance feature, okay? This insurance feature is a new thing that has been super requested for the fans and the customers of Underdog Fantasy. Essentially, all you do is you click insurance right here. And if you can see right there, all you have to do is hit 4 of these picks to win, but the value does drop down. So if you turn off the insurance, you do a $10 bet, you obviously get $200. And if you turn on the insurance feature, it drops down a multiplier down to 10. But if you miss one of these picks, say, Jameis Winston gets hurt or something, he doesn't end up throwing 2 touchdown passes. But everybody else hits, like Lamar, Jonathan Taylor, Derrick Henry, and Justin Jefferson. All these guys hit. You still hit the slip. You just get it for $100. It just goes down a multiplier, which is a huge feature a lot of people have been asking for, so they received it. Also, they have added second half lines now to games. Obviously, it is on. There is nothing up because there's no NFL second half games, but they have added NFL second half. So just like for the Thursday night game, I'll throw up that clip right here. Thursday night, they dropped all the second half lines for that Thursday night game between the Bills and the Rams. They've added a bunch of new features this year. They're trying to improve to get the app better for you guys. Also, when you sign up, if you use code TAKEMYSHOT, you'll get $100 match, up to $100 match, and 100% deposit match on your first time deposit. So if you do that, you can deposit $50 to get an extra $50, $20 to get an extra $20. Whole lot of stuff coming with Underdog Fantasy this year. Make sure you sign up with code TAKEMYSHOT. Now let's get to today's bets. All right, so today's lock of the day, I'm not gonna lie, man. It's pretty easy today. We're gonna take Travis Kelce today. We're gonna take over 14.55 on his fantasy score. Jags give up a ton to tight ends. They give up a lot in the year. Last time they took on Travis Kelce, he had 14.1 fantasy points, so he was like 1 catch short of going over on his fantasy score last time around. Divisional playoff games have been very, very kind to Travis Kelce. He's gone over this 14.55 fantasy score in every single divisional game he's had with Patrick Mahomes as his quarterback. He's averaging like 8 receptions for like 111 yards and a touchdown a game. So Travis Kelce should have a massive game tonight. Look for him to have like a 8-catch, 100-yard, 1 touchdown kind of night, and that's exactly what we need from him tonight. So Travis Kelce, I think this one's no sweat. Last week versus the Chargers, Gerald Everett had the game of his life. Of course, what happened, I've had him on my fantasy team all year to be the game that fantasy season's over and he would have his best game of the season. He had 6 catches for 109 yards and a touchdown to Gerald Everett last week. So, expect a pretty big game today from Travis Kelce, and that's going to be our lock of the day today. Travis Kelce over 14.55 fantasy points. All right, these next 2 plays are kind of going to go hand in hand. We're going to go Christian Kirk over his 66.5 receiving yards. Number 1 option for Travis Kelce. If this game goes as I suspect it to go, Jags are going to be down. They're going to be throwing the ball around a whole lot. Christian Kirk is his number 1 option. Chiefs don't necessarily have bad pass defense, but not the greatest. Jags don't give up a ton of sacks in years of past, especially. So against this Chiefs pass rush, they should hold up just pretty good. And that's why we're going to take Christian Kirk over 66.5 receiving yards, as well as, I'll throw it up as here too, Trevor Lawrence over 38.5 passing yard, or pass attempts, over 38.5 pass attempts. Had 40 in their last matchup earlier this season. Kirk as well went over in his receiving yards, and they're both in the matchup last season, or earlier this season. Both these guys, I think these 2 plays kind of go hand in hand. I think they're going to be down we're looking for Trevor Lawrence to throw the ball at least 14 times in the first half, which I think is very possible. I think that's easy for Trevor Lawrence. And then the second half, them to be down maybe a score or two, and then them to just absolutely sling the ball over the field. So look for Trevor Lawrence and Christian Kirk to have good games because they're going to be down most likely in this game. And even if they're not down, I think this is still going to be a great play regardless. If this game does manage to stay close, Trevor Lawrence and this offense is still going to throw the ball around because that's what they do the best. And he's probably going to throw it to his number one guy, and that's going to be Christian Kirk. So loving these two plays here. Just going to rock with these two guys for our second and third play of the day today. I will throw this in there as well. I really thought about doing Daniel Jones over in his rushing yards. I think that pass rush of the Eagles is going to absolutely get all over him. So I think he's going to have some times where he kind of escapes the pocket and gets some rushing yards. So I wouldn't mind that Daniel Jones rushing yards as well as A.J. Brown. I think A.J. Brown could have a good game this week or today. That game just scares me a little bit because I think that game can really get out of hand. That Eagles defense is going to they're going to dog Daniel Jones today, and I think it's going to be a bad game for Daniel Jones. So the perfect three slip today is going to be the lock of the day. Travis Kelce over 14.55 fantasy points, Christian Kirk over 66.5 receiving yards, and give me Trevor Lawrence over 38.5 passing attempts, 38.5 passing attempts. As today's perfect three slip, going to rock with this NFL today. No NBA. There really honestly did not like this slate. It wasn't like it a whole lot that I was seeing from the NBA, and I was loving these NFL plays. So we're going to rock with these NFL plays. Most likely going to do NFL again tomorrow. We got tomorrow's games are the 49ers, Cowboys, and the Bills, Bengals. So definitely probably going to do NFL again tomorrow. So with that being said, guys, let's get a little bit of a streak here. I've been having a lot of hate, and it felt good to connect on one yesterday. So let's go ahead and get on a hot streak right now. Let's connect on these NFL plays, and let's get it, boys. Catch you tomorrow. Peace.